Welcome to the Killing Podcast, episode 10. I'll let you know when I get there.
Ooh, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, do you know what that means? Did that tie into this episode?
Yeah, I'm sure it did, but I don't recall. You know, we'll figure it out.
Can we assess at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, because I would like to know.
Oh, I know, but I don't want to reveal it till the end.
Because you'll let me know when we get there?
I'll let you know when we get there, right? Okay, so the show starts. Oh, wait, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Okay, wait. So, I am Martha Southgate.
And I am Rob Southgate. And now we can
jump into Bennett Lane.
Oh!
In the rain, of course.
So it starts out exactly where the last episode ended. Bennett, unconscious, in the rain.
Messed up.
Badly
Yeah.
beaten. It's really, really awful. At this point, we don't know if he's alive or dead.
No.
I mean, and they don't show, like, his hand move or his chest move.
We just know he's critical.
He's
in
messed
some
up.
major, because there's no one laying there in that kind of rain and not moving.
Right.
If they're okay. You know
Right.
what I mean? He's in some serious trouble.
So, at this point, I'm assuming he's dead, but I can't imagine, because...
Close to it.
Yeah, if he's not dead, or if he is dead, Stan's...
Gone.
And that doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Stan would be in trouble for this, but I can't imagine that he's killed Bennett at this point. But who knows?
Well, Mitch is trying to get to Stan.
Yeah.
And he's standing there bloody.
His hands
She's sitting there on her phone, like trying to find him.
Yeah.
He walks in and he is just bloody, and she shows him the shirt, and he knows Bennett is innocent.
And this has to be so terrible for him, because he made that decision already. He was already at peace with this, and she pushed him into this.
Blood is on her hands.
Yeah. But
I
it's
don't
on
think
his
she
hand,
knows it. But it's on his hand. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible. Okay, so
Bennett's in critical condition. We find out because Holder and Lyndon were convinced he was the guy. Their boss is not happy because he feels that they put him there.
Oh yeah,
and Sarah probably has more blood on her hands than anyone, because she's the one who told Mitch that they were arresting him and it was all going to be resolved.
So
really, this is all on Sarah.
God.
And I love you, Sarah, but you really got this guy almost murdered.
So at least here we can resolve what we were just talking about. They find out that Bennett's not dead.
No.
That he's in critical condition at Seattle General.
Yeah.
So he is in critical condition. I mean, we don't know.
So he could still die.
Yeah.
Although anyone could. But
this is bad.
Yeah,
but he's alive. There's something there. So then we see Stan looking in at his sleeping boys.
Yeah, he's looking over them.
Yeah. And you know he's still dirty.
Oh.
But you know his heart is ripping out. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to be that guy.
Well, and he's going to jail.
Yeah.
He's going to go to prison over this.
Yes.
And so now now that you've lost the daughter, they've lost their sister,
and now
you're taking the father out of the equation. Is this in any way what should have happened?
No. This is all messed up.
It's just a big, hairy mess.
And he's not going to go to some fun women's prison like Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I do love that. Crazy eyes.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy
so
eyes.
Sarah and Holder go back to their office, and Sarah's cleaning up her desk because she's just so upset. And that's what I do. When I'm upset, I clean. So as soon as she started picking up, I was like, oh, yeah, I get you. I read you, Sarah.
Yep.
She is, when everything is out of control,
That's
can clean
you
something and you can make yourself feel a little bit better.
Yes.
You can adjust what you do have control over.
Yes.
And Holder says he was a good suspect. He made himself look guilty. He lied repeatedly.
Which is what we've been saying.
I mean, so it's not...
it makes sense, and he's saying what we were saying, like, this guy didn't do himself any favor.
No! He could have at any point turned the ship around.
But at the same time, she is blaming herself.
Yes.
There's a guy in critical condition.
Well, she should never have told Mitch.
No. So
it is kind of her fault.
This is a really,
really
tough situation all the way around.
And then they find out that Stan turned himself in.
Yeah. Which makes sense because Stan is not that guy anymore. And now by doing this, he's stepping up and saying, I'm making amends however I can.
I think it's really crappy for Mitch, though. I I am telling you, I would have trouble letting you take the fall for something that I pushed you into.
Yeah, but what's she going to do?
She could have just gone and said, that was all my fault.
Right. What do they care? He is the one that beat him.
I don't care.
So you can't do that.
I don't care.
If
she didn't tell Stan.
If somebody stepped up and said, you know what, I was the one telling Jeffrey Dahmer to kill those kids, do you let Jeffrey Dahmer off?
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
it depends on how much soup he gives me or whatever it was made from the bodies.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that was so
oh my gosh! What is wrong with you?
you delete that out.
Absolutely not. You are out of your mind.
Was it soup he made?
Somebody call the police.
What did he used to make?
I don't know.
I don't know. He had heads in the freezer. That's all I know. I figured he made something out of them. Okay. That was gross.
Oh, it makes good stock.
Where was I?
I don't know.
So anyway, Stan turned himself in.
And wait, and then
Mitch is wrong.
We see Stan arrested, and he's in orange because orange is the new black.
Exactly. But you know what? It was really hard to watch him get processed. And
it was terrible.
That was difficult.
And you can tell. I mean, it's not like he's this angry, vengeful. He knows this is wrong. He knows this whole situation is wrong, and he knows deep down that Mitch pushed him and backed him into a corner and brought this on him.
And she's not taking any of it.
No, and in fact,
that's what makes
as this goes further, she isn't. She's like mad at him.
Yeah, she's not taking any of it.
Stupid.
Yeah. So now we're at Darren's house, and Sarah shows up and tells him that Bennett is no longer a suspect and that she admits she made a mistake. But he's really mad at her.
Oh.
And he's saying, you have smeared my name. You've ruined my campaign.
Well, and also, since he's the one dealing with the Muslims,
what did you call them?
Muslims.
You did not.
Did I say Muslims?
Yes.
I thought I did.
What are you Canadian or something?
Hey, take off, you hoser. Is that how they say it?
I moose. They like moose there.
Muslims.
I'm just getting it all out
soup.
today. And soup made from heads or something.
What?
Okay. Head soup? Like head cheese. Maybe he made head cheese.
Probably.
Yeah.
If he ate the brains.
Oh, God. Ew.
Well, that's what head cheese is.
Okay, now you took it too far.
Head cheese is brains!
I don't want to know. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Gross. I don't want to know this.
What do you
Luckily,
think
I have
it
a
is?
dairy allergy.
What do you think it is?
I don't. I just thought it was called.
This is so disgusting. Let's move on.
So Sarah goes to Reggie's boat, and Reggie's out smoking.
Yeah.
Jack and his friends got caught smoking and drinking by Reggie, and Reggie is just, rightly so, just she's put out, she's been taken advantage of, she's been left this teenager who has no respect for her.
Jack said to her that she's a stupid les.
Yeah.
I mean,
just ridiculous. The kid needs to be smacked.
Yeah.
I don't
Somebody
normally
send Stan
endorse
after
smacking.
him.
But I would send Stan out and just be like, you know what? Can you just a little bit, just a little
bit,
enough to scare the kid. So Sarah wakes him up, and
I am so frightened.
Reggie says, "Don't wake him up. You know, we can sort this out." But Sarah's mad, and you know what? She's mad at Reggie.
Is she?
Oh my gosh!
I thought she was mad at Jack.
She's mad at Jack, but she's mad at Reggie. She's far more mad at Reggie.
Why is she mad at Reggie?
Because she feels like Reggie is judging her and not supporting her. And
when she knows how bad her situation is, yeah.
So she gets him, no, we're not staying. We don't want to put you out anymore.
See, I didn't think that.
She gets him up and takes him to a motel and then stops talking to Reggie.
I thought she was mad at Jack.
Why would she stop talking to Reggie?
I don't know.
Exactly. Because she's mad at Reggie. She was mad during that scene. She took him out of there, woke him up out of spite.
Yeah. Okay.
And she took him to a motel.
Okay.
Reggie kept saying, don't leave. If it was something where she went, okay, well, I'm going to punish Jack. You don't punish Jack by taking him to a motel.
Right. Okay. I want to point something out right here. This is the first time I've noticed that it says what day it is.
So we're saying, saying we shouldn't pay attention to anything you say because you're not really aware of what's going on?
It says day 10, and I went, I've been seeing it every time, but this time I was like, oh, it's the 10th episode. It's day 10. Every episode is one day. I knew that, but this is the first time, and I've noticed it every episode after. I'm like, oh, episode 11, day 11. Yeah,
That's good, sweetie.
I wanted to expose that because it's embarrassing.
You just exposed yourself?
Yes, I did.
Gross.
It's these pajama pants.
Head cheese.
It's the head cheese. So day 10.
Okay.
Bennett is in traction.
No.
Yes.
We haven't gone to Darren Holt's press conference.
Bennett is in traction.
First? I must have ignored that scene. Was it just a split second? Because they keep doing that to me.
We see Bennett
and then
in traction.
It's not worth my
Then
notes.
we see Darren giving a press conference.
Yeah.
And he's giving like a speech about
shot and got the $5 million. And it just
And he's giving a speech about vigilantism and how we need what? Is that not the word? Vigilantism?
Yeah, but I wanted to say.
What were you going to say? What, did I say it wrong?
No,
Uh-oh.
I can't think of the word, but it's making me laugh.
Oh. Okay. Well, all I could think of was Batman because he's a vigilante. So let's move on before we fall into a rabbit hole of your word.
Yes. It's not going to be good.
Well, I don't want to put an explicit rating on this, and I don't want to talk about Batman right now as badly as I do want to talk about Batman.
Well, so Darren wants to do a budget cut across city council.
Right.
I mean, what an idiot.
That gets me off of Batman. Okay.
I mean, yes, he should.
Right, but he's trying to win an election. Now he's all full of himself, so he's
and he's full of spite, and so he's just
he wants to do a 10%
everybody.
decrease to council members. Now, should he do that?
Yes.
Yes. Is this the time to do that? No. Bizarre.
Painful.
But okay. Once again, Darren making odd choices.
So Sarah's looking at evidence, and Holder comes in.
She's got that look.
He brought her a maple bacon donut.
Yeah.
And,
right.
And she says, "You ate this? You're vegetarian." And he says,
he goes, "I'm a vegetarian. It's a donut."
Yeah, bacon doesn't count apparently when it's on a donut.
Right.
So
he's too much.
He's so funny. And
but how good does that? I mean, as much as like that would kill us 50 different ways because we can't eat gluten and stuff. A maple bacon donut sounds absolutely
that's
amazing.
what they get at Voodoo. The Voodoo that you do so well. But at Voodoo Donuts in Seattle.
Right.
Or, I mean, in Portland. I don't know if they have one in Seattle, but in Portland they have them. And they are known for their maple and bacon donut.
Right. And they must have one in Seattle because...
Either that or it's just...
Because Holder's getting them.
They're just doing a reference.
Could be.
It's still raining.
But it's close, and I bet they have it.
So, Holder's going to check out Stan's employee, Belko.
Right.
And so we have Stan meets with Sarah.
And she starts asking about that Kovarsky, that mob guy.
Yannick Kovarsky.
Right, the guy who owns the restaurant that Stan went and saw in like episode 3 or whatever.
And she says that Stan made the 911 call.
Yes!
About Bennett trying to save his life.
So after he beat on Bennett, he called 911 from there. That is a really telling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Once again,
Mitch.
He's feeling remorse.
Oh, and I'm feeling anger to Mitch.
Oh, Mitch. Are you off of Team Mitch?
I am Team
Terry
Stan. No, I've never been Team Terry.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't like her.
Uh-oh.
I mean, not
Did she do it?
No, I don't think she did it, but
I
don't know why I don't trust her.
Somebody better check her freezer.
Shut up.
Yeah.
So Holder tries sorry. Hello.
What?
Holder talks to Belko, and he lets him know that he knows.
Oh, right. He goes to the garage. He goes to the garage, and he calls him Squirrel Boy.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, and he lets him know that he knows about Stan.
Yeah.
And it's he's basically letting him know I know about you.
I'm on to you. And
yes.
but we're going to focus on Stan right now,
right.
Belko, and I'm going to let you squirm a little bit.
Yes.
Squirrel Boy.
Which he does. Stan pleads guilty.
He enters his plea.
Yes. Well, they have him in a courtroom, and the judge asks, and Stan just pleads guilty.
I mean,
and he
seriously.
Says, I did it.
Yeah, but that isn't what he was being accused of. He was saying guilty for far worse than he actually did.
And the lawyer pleads not guilty.
Luckily, his lawyer
intervened. And the judge is smart enough to say, yeah, this is so much more serious than what you realize. I'm going to allow the not guilty.
Yeah, I'm going to let the lawyer.
So I don't really understand. This is why I'm not a lawyer, because I don't really understand all this stuff as Stan doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be smart enough to defer to my lawyer.
Well, yeah, but he's in a bad way.
He is.
And so
he is. He feels super guilty.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I did this.
Yeah.
And I should pay for it. But not what they're going to try and make him pay for. So this was, once again, it was interesting what happened in that courtroom.
Then we have Sarah meeting with this cab driver. I thought this was a really great scene.
Oh, this was great.
But he shows her the records.
This made a lot of sense, though, that they tracked down the cab driver that took...
Why didn't they do this a
Rosie
bazillion years ago?
You know what? It's not a bazillion years. It's
10 days.
In this
10 days.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
They found out that a cab went to Bennett's with a girl, or a couple days ago. So they may have been trying to figure this out that whole time, but now they have the cab driver. Now they go and they ask this guy. The whole time he's eating a taco, and it made me want tacos.
I want
and it makes me want a taco right now.
And I can't have them.
Oh, I want it.
But I want
right now.
Damn food allergy.
Oh, tacos are so great.
He drove Rosie home. Why do you have to talk about it?
And then
now
he
I
says,
can't concentrate.
And then he says that he took her home.
Yeah, she was at Bennett's.
Right.
And then he drove her home.
He gives him the address,
all the way
and Sarah's
home.
like,
that's their house.
Yeah.
Which is really shocking, because they would not have expected her to ever be back in that house.
Right.
Mitch comes down to find these new guys.
The time frame is getting weird, because we don't... It's like all of a sudden, wait, why is she going... She's at Bennett's, so they did get that right, but then she went home?
Yeah. The parents are out of town for the weekend.
And to them, they were thinking that she went to Bennett's and was taken from there and killed or whatever. And even if with Bennett being innocent, they're still thinking that's the point where something happens. But it's not.
So Mitch comes down the stairs to the garage, and there are new guys down in there, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
And Belko shushes them.
Yeah. And
when he hears her
kind of
coming.
subtle, because we did rewind it.
I heard it.
But I didn't catch it at first. But you are definitely right. There was a shushing.
Yeah.
And then she says, Who
are these?
Who are these guys? And he's like, oh, those are new guys.
He claims that he and Stan brought him in when they needed extra guys.
Yeah.
And then he says, oh, there's a big job tomorrow. And Mitch said, call Rodney and Jim. And Stan said, and Belko said Stan doesn't like them. And she says Stan doesn't need to know about it. Right. So she is just...
This is where she's turning on Stan.
Heinous right now.
She's mad that he went and turned himself in.
And she's mad that he did what she asked him to do, which is go beat the crap out of a guy and almost kill him.
She's blaming him for that.
She is just
she's
really...
mad that he went and turned himself in.
A mess. She's not my friend anymore.
Not your friend. Off of Team Mitch.
So Sarah and Holder are watching the video of Rosie.
The one from the cab.
From the cab.
And it's clearly Rosie. And what?
We just...
What? What was that? What was it?
What's that song?
Are you thinking of Bye Bye Birdie? Everything is Rosie. Yeah. It's not clearly Rosie. Wow, that one got you, though.
I was right there.
You were. Right there. No one else was there with you.
No, except you.
Well, no, because I can speak Martha, but I wasn't there with you.
You were. You were the one who gave... I didn't even have my own reference. You got it.
Well, I had to... Please. I figured it out.
So they're watching Rosie in this cab, and a light goes on. They see in the apartment...
That was over my head as I figured out it was Bye Bye Birdie.
A light goes on, and then it goes off as soon as she gets out of the cab.
That means somebody's home.
That was scary.
Somebody's home.
Very scary.
Okay, what were you thinking at this point?
Belko.
I wasn't thinking Belko. I was thinking the killer.
Belko. I was thinking Belko was the killer.
I wasn't thinking Belko. I didn't know who was in that house, but I thought it was the killer's in the house, and she's going to walk into whatever.
I am telling you, I immediately thought Belko, and I really believed he was the killer.
Interesting, because I did not think Belko, but yeah, it made sense. I mean, now that you're saying that makes sense.
But I think they wanted you to think. They wanted you to believe it's him.
Yeah.
So Terry, Mitch's sister, is trying to get the boys to clean up their room, but the boys want to know why Stan is in jail. And she says, he thought he was doing what was right, but it turned out to be wrong.
Yeah, this is not going to go well.
No.
They're either going to become superheroes or supervillains as a result of this.
Something. Yeah.
No, I like to go to superhero, supervillain.
Yeah.
One is going to be a superhero and one is going to be a supervillain.
And they're going to battle.
It's the ultimate matchup. Brother against brother.
Mano y mano.
Oh, now I'm thinking about that.
Holder and Sarah show up, And Holder looks into Belko.
Right.
And Sarah asks Terry about him.
Yeah.
And
so they're thinking Belko. So you were right too, thinking Belko. Like, what's up with this Belko guy?
But he claims he was home with his mom, so they go to talk to her.
Well, and Terry says she's not a big Belko fan. She thinks he's weird.
And wow, the mom.
Yeah, Bev.
The mom.
Her name is Bev.
Did you write that down?
Yes, I did. I just thought Bev, and then they go to there, and she is
nuts.
She's nuts.
She is just not.
Oh my
right
gosh.
in the head. And so she
wait, she has the greatest line here.
Okay, I didn't.
Because she's older, and she's like, "Well, I had him when I was older." She goes, "I thought it was menopause, but it was Belko."
Oh yeah, she's funny.
Oh man, and she is in like lingerie, and she's hitting on Holder.
Gross. She's just a train wreck.
And they go into Belko's room, and it looks like a little kid's
It totally does. I even wrote that word for word. It looks exactly like a little kid's room.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then Sarah looks up, and there's a collage of the entire Larson family.
Yes, big
above
picture of Rosie
head.
up there. So he's fixated, and it's very
creepy.
incriminating.
It is creepy. It's
the whole
scary.
thing is weird with the weird mom and the weird kids room.
Oh, it's just the
the fact that his name is
Gacy
Belko, and yeah.
So,
another serial killer reference.
Sarah and I grew up near him, but anyway, Sarah and Holder bring him in for questioning.
Yeah.
He denies the beating until they say Stan ratted him out.
Right.
He admits that he was with Stan beating up Bennett.
Right. Yeah, and he's got that weird, like, he's rocking, and he can't handle the pressure. There's no way this guy did this to Rosie, but he is a messed up, weird guy that is not... He's not the guy you want in your house.
Around your kids.
Oh, so bizarre.
So Jamie and Gwen are meeting with a woman who has been going through photos, all the campaign photos, and she found a picture of Darren shaking hands with Rosie.
Right.
And
not a picture, she found video.
But whatever.
It was video of him shaking hands with Rosie.
It was on a computer screen. I didn't notice if it was movie.
Yeah, it was video. And Gwen and Jamie immediately decide to bury this.
Yeah. But the woman says, it's quite a coincidence that she was found dead in one of his campaign cars.
Yeah. Now, I thought at this point that girl, her name was Valerie. I wrote that down. I was thinking Valerie was going to leak it to the press because she was just like questioning it too much, and she wasn't on board with Gwen and Jamie.
She was not going to take their...
And they ushered her out, and they were like, look, we're going to bury this thing. We got to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Now, she isn't the one that leaked it to the press or anything. But at this point, I really thought she was going to.
Okay, so now Holder gets to deliver one of my favorite lines.
Okay. Oh, man, she is grilling him.
Wait.
Yes, grilling Belko.
They're talking to Belko, and they say, I met your mother. She's a different sort of person.
Right.
She's a different sort of person.
And then she starts talking about him, like, fantasizing about Rosie and all this stuff.
Well, he has major mommy
freaks out, starts screaming at her, calls her a dirty bitch. I mean, he says that it's Sarah. It's horrible.
She says, the Larsons aren't your family. You don't belong anywhere.
Holy
and
cow.
He called her a dirty. Dirty bitch. And
like lighting a fuse.
He breaks down crying, and he says he liked their house, sitting at the kitchen table, having coffee. That night she came home and I was there, he says.
Yes.
He hid because Mitch doesn't like him being upstairs. And
because he's a creep.
So he hid, so she never knew he was up there. But he heard her on the phone talking to a girl named Adela.
Yes. And of course, right away they're like,
oh,
that paper, we saw the name Adela.
So now we can keep
all of a sudden,
going.
There's something there.
Another lead.
Because that didn't seem like it would be anything, but it was something that they noticed.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is something.
So then Mitch goes home, and the phone is ringing in the garage, and it's the bank calling.
Oh.
The last check was returned. The account is overdrawn. Yeah, $16,000 gone.
Right. And she has no idea that it's because Stan bought this house.
Yeah. Because once again, what is wrong with people? With their freaking communication issues?
He was trying to surprise her. He was about to do the deal when Rosie got killed, and then they were going to sell their place. So it would have worked out, but He didn't say anything. He doesn't know that she's even getting this call. This is the furthest thing from his mind right now. And this is going to cause more trouble because Mitch is already mad, not justifiably mad at Stan, but now she is because she can't even get him out of jail. They're completely overdrawn. They're tapped.
It allows her to rationalize and put herself in the position once again of holier than thou and being right.
Right.
And so all of a sudden it takes that focus off of her having been the one who encouraged him to kill Bennett.
Right.
And so so they can't find Adela. And Holder says he's been up 50 hours straight and he's done.
Yeah.
And he leaves Sarah there.
I gotta go to sleep.
She won't stop working.
No. She is so focused. She says, I'm going to track down Adela. 50 hours. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. And once again, where's her son? Because now Reggie's not even in the picture. And
he's back at the motel by himself.
Absolutely not paying attention to this kid. And he's he's a kid. He's only 13.
Right.
Sarah gets home to find...
So she does go home, though. When Holder draws a line in the sand, he goes... She finally goes back to the motel room.
And she finds the aggressive kisser, Rick.
Rick is there.
On the floor outside the motel room door.
Yeah, okay. My thought here, big jerk. Because Jack is inside the room. Why is he not in there talking to Jack?
Maybe Jack wouldn't let him in.
I doubt it.
Yeah, Jack was needy.
I think that he showed up. He didn't want to deal with Jack. He was going to confront Sarah there. And I think that's crap.
And he said Reggie told him where she was staying, where they were, you know.
Yeah.
So he gives her one last chance to leave with him. Jack is inside alone.
Yeah, and she's not going to leave.
And she won't leave.
So he gives her one last aggressive kiss.
No, he didn't. It was actually a gentle one.
I wrote aggressive.
But, you know, so she goes in, and Jack's just in there, and it's just the saddest kid ever.
Oh.
And she says it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thinking it's going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. You're freaking out of your mind and gone.
You're a train wreck. My life is crapping out here. Yeah.
So Sarah's running, and she sees a fairy...
Wait.
What? Did you...
Well, you should say it's the next morning. So obviously she slept. Now she's going to go for a run.
Fill that in.
Well, you're like, she's talking to Jack, and then Sarah starts running, and then, no. It's,
around the motel room.
She goes, obviously they slept, or she slept.
She slept. If she has enough energy to run.
She's up the next morning, and she's running. She's trying to get her head together. This is going back to the very first episode when we saw her running. This is how she centers herself.
Yeah.
Okay? Now you can go on.
She sees a ferry boat called...
Adela.
Exactly.
Yep. Adela is a boat.
Yep.
So now we're at that point when it's quick cutting here.
So Mitch is looking through paperwork in Stan's office.
Yep. And
Stan is looking out a window from jail.
Yep. Gwen is looking at the video of Darren and Rosie.
Yeah, I wrote picture again because I didn't see it moving.
It's a video.
Was it moving?
I think it was a video.
Picture. Sarah saw the casino.
Well, no, Sarah's, she gets on the boat, and you see her standing on the deck, and she's just looking to see, what is it? Is she going to see, like, a place where they could have gone? What is it? And then she sees the casino, and it's got the logo from the keychain that was in the evidence.
Exactly.
And we saw her looking at that evidence earlier.
Very important.
This
was a really good episode. This redeemed episode 9 big time, and it...
you know why?
Because it hardly had any of the campaign.
It didn't bother with that this time. Yeah. Now, there are other episodes with the campaign
that are fine.
Yeah. That last one was terrible.
Yes.
This
was great.
Avoided it, and this was a fantastic episode.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
And we're really pushing now. We're really pushing the story. I don't feel as much like we're just doing the same thing over, like, kind of spinning wheels. It's like... This is really progressing.
Well, and, I think that sleep was super important. Hers. Because that's what led her to going on the run, to seeing what Adela was.
Yeah.
If he hadn't had her sleep, they would have been trying to figure out whose name that is and, like, chasing weird leads, and that was important. And this was just really good.
Absolutely.
Very satisfying.
I agree.
Episode. I can't wait to see what happens next.
I know.
I can't wait to see. I mean, she's obviously going to go to that casino. She's got to find something there.
Let's get there.
Okay, let's end it right here. Thank you for listening, everybody. This has been the Killing Podcast, brought to you by Southgate Media Group. You can find past episodes of this show and all our other podcasts, which we're at like 19 at least now, at our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. We have on every page there also, we now have donate buttons. Click on donate. Give the show if you're enjoying it. This is completely listener supported, and we really would appreciate it. Helps keep us going. And we also have some sponsors on there now, too. Tweaked Audio is on there. They have headphones, so if you listen on headphones, like to your iPod or to your phone, get a pair of good headphones. They're not real expensive on there. They're really good quality. And if you use the coupon code, you click on the link from our site, use the coupon code Southgate, you get 30% off and free shipping. So
fantastic.
Do it. It's awesome and it supports us. Find us on iTunes. Make sure that you subscribe, tell your friends about it, tell your family, make them do it. I go to people's houses and I put it on their iTunes to make sure, to make sure that they're subscribed. Doesn't cost you anything and it really helps us out. And review it. If you want to write a review, we love that. If you just want to hit 5 stars, big deal. It really helps us out. That does it. Oh, follow us on Twitter at The Killing Pod, or you can follow me personally at rsouthgate. And at my Twitter, I tweet out about all the shows we have, so you never miss anything there. And now we have blogging on our website too, so you get to read the updated blogs, and the media group just keeps growing. So there you go. That's it. Martha, do you have anything else you want to say?
Nope.
For The Killing Podcast, I'm Rob Southgate.
I'm Martha Southgate.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody. That's it. Maybe next week we'll finally find out who did kill Rosie Larson.
It wasn't Belko. Each week we get to find out that it's not Bennett, it's not Belko now. It's like moving along.
Who's it going to be next
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
it?
it's Sarah.
Ooh, boy, that'd be a twist.